For those of you that do not know me or my husband personally, in 2014 he was diagnosed with a autoimmune disease, which is Ankylosing Spondylitis, or AS for short. I won't have you try to say that. But he was diagnosed in 2014, and during that time he was going through a full-blown flare-up. He could not walk, he could not see, he could not he couldn't do nothing. I mean, he was in a lot of pain, and it took 6 months to diagnose. I think roughly 6 months to diagnose. A whole lot of doctors, a lot of medication, wrong medication, misdiagnosis. We've even had doctors tell us during that time that he needed to get his affairs in order because he was gonna die. So as you can imagine, as a wife or fiance at that time, it is a very scary thing. It is a scary thing to see. I am going to try. I'm gonna try to make this video without me crying, because it is a very emotional thing for me, and it's something that we have to deal with every day. Anyway, during that time, if you guys know him personally, he is very strong. He is a very hardworking man, and which, by the way, during that time, I think he was like 2 weeks into his new job, so just more to add on to it. But luckily, his employers were very understanding, so understanding. But during that time, it was a very, very scary moment for, I'm sure, him and me and the rest of our family. I cannot tell y'all how hard I prayed during that time. I prayed so hard because, like I said, Don is a very strong person. So to see him down like that at his lowest, it was not normal for me, because he was usually the one to he's usually the one to pick me up when I'm down, or, you know, I know friends call him for advice. I mean, he's just a really good person. So to see him down at that time, it was very emotional and very scary. And when it's in the moment, when you're in that moment, the only thing that you do is you do not worry about the future. The only thing that you are worried about then is right now. So I tried to make him comfortable, I guess. There was nothing sucks more than not being able to take somebody's pain away that you love. Nothing sucks more. And to watch them, it is so hard. It is hard. And, you know, there's a lot of social media groups and stuff that, you know, for people that have AS, and, you know, they have a lot of discussions on there of many things. But I think the thing that bothers me the most is that when people post, people with AS, they post on these groups, these support groups, and, you know, their husbands or their wives have left them because of their disease. There has never been, during those 6 months of trying to get diagnosed up until today, there has never been a second, there has never been a minute that I ever thought about leaving him. Ever. Because that's when he needed me the most. That's when they need you the most. And to think that people are out there that have this, you know, autoimmune disease or just an illness in general, and to think that their spouses have left them because of their illness that they cannot help. I mean, how low and selfish do you have to be to leave your spouse that is ill? I don't get it. I don't understand, and I don't think that I ever will. There are days that suck. Okay, he has better days, he has good days, he has bad days, it just depends. And it affects him in different ways. It's not just the fusion. It's not just the, not having the immune system. It's, you know, he gets tired very easily. But if you know him, he doesn't know how to stop. He doesn't know how to slow down. He doesn't know how to, you know, rest. Even though myself and family will sometimes say, okay, you've had enough, you know, you need to chill out, you need to rest, you need to, you know, rest. Also, you know, I don't want to say that it is selfish, but there are days where it absolutely sucks as a wife, but then I have to step back and say, well, if it sucks for me because he can't do these things, then it really has to suck for him. You know, he cannot go out in the sun for more than 10 minutes without getting burned. He has been in ICU for something that is simple, a simple little cut, or, you know, he's been in ICU for, I think, well, he's been in there a few times. A mosquito bite. Something that me and you know, has no effect on our bodies. He has been in ICU because of that. I think during the time of him trying to diagnose, I can't speak for him, but I think for me, it was a turning point in our relationship. It was a turning point for, because you really get to know somebody when they're down. You really get to know somebody when they are ill. You really get to know somebody, you know, when you're ill. I mean, who's going to be there for you? You know, I wanted him to know that, hey, I'm here to stay. What do you need me to do? How can I make you comfortable with the pain that you are in? I can't tell you how many times that I have, I mean, he's a power lifter, if y'all don't already know. I can't tell you how many times, you know, during those 6 months that I have had to try to get him, to help him out of bed to stand up. Okay, well, any of y'all that know Don, he's a power lifter. He's pretty fucking big, okay? But I will do whatever I have to do. I will go through hell and high water for this man, okay? Because he would do it for me. At least I think. No, I'm just kidding. But I would go through hell and high water for him, because that's what I signed up for. I signed up to I signed up to love him in sickness and in health. And for the people that run from their spouses when shit gets a little rough, is a very shitty thing to do, because if they can't lean on nobody else, I think that it should definitely be their spouse. It should definitely be their husbands or their wives.